So, like the first power of three modality, the proven business practices, the second one is smart success tools. And the way I want to tell you about smart success tools is really to talk about a story that's from my personal experience with Sir Richard Branson of the Virgin brand. So one of the things that I find that business owners do that really, really inhibits their success is they're constantly responding to every crisis and every opportunity. They're running here and here, running here and there, and they don't have a strategy that will take them from where they are to the end goal, the success that they want to achieve. So a few years ago, I get a call from the mayor of San Francisco, and he says, Deborah, Richard Branson is creating a brand new domestic airlines. It'll be Virgin America, and I want San Francisco Airport to be the headquarters for this new airline. Will you take on the project and will you make it happen? And I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I'd never done anything like this before, so of course I said, sure, I'll be happy to do it. Take it on. Make it happen. So it's supposed to be a 30-day project, and we get into it, and one of the things that I know is that if you want to attract something, you have to be the something. You have to be the energy of it. And so I knew that Branson was very edgy. He was always looking for ways to shock people, to get their attention by doing something crazy. I mean, this is the guy who did commercials in a wedding dress. He wore the wedding dress, and he wrote a book called Losing My Virginity. And those were some of the more mild things that he did. So I thought, okay, one of our big strategies to get us to that goal is that we're going to be like the Virgins. We're going to be edgy. And our message was, you're edgy, we're edgy. You're wacky, we're wacky. Come here to the San Francisco Bay Area, you'll fit right in, and we will all make lots of money together. So we're into this deal, and remember I said it's supposed to be a 30-day project that, 5 months into it, we invite the Virgin team out to meet with us. We're giving them our last proposal, and we're going to close the deal. So I wanted to be Virgins while we were there, and one of our sub-strategies was that we would paint the town red, because we had learned that red was going to be Virgin's signature color. So wherever the Virgin team went, we wanted them to see red, quite literally. So when they got off the airplane, and I greet them at SFO when we're walking through the terminal, standing off to the side is this woman in this crimson flowing Victorian dress, big dress, and she's got on a big Victorian hat, fanning herself with a red fan. And we walk by, and I'm looking out of the corner of my eye, and I see the Virgin team kind of looking at each other, and their eyebrows are raised, but it is San Francisco. So they really weren't too sure, so we just keep moving along, and we take the van and we go to their hotel. And as we get to their hotel, and they're getting out and they're getting their luggage, 5 little children dressed in red, bouncing red balls in unison walk by. So as they're getting out of their van and the kids are walking by bouncing their balls, I see them kind of look at each other like, okay, something's up, but they don't quite know what it is. So we have an idea of where their headquarters should be, and we want to show them office buildings, and we take them to the one that we really think is the best one for them. And as we're walking in to look at this beautiful office building, which we want to be the next Virgin headquarters, in come 2 ballet dancers in, you guessed it, red tights and a red tutu, dancing their way through the lobby. Okay, so by this time, the Virgin team knows that there's something that's up, right? They're onto it, they're delighted, they think it's hysterical, and honestly, they're like, okay, what's next? We want to see what's next. So for the entire 3 days that they were there, every time they showed up somewhere, They saw red. We had all kinds of great things that were happening. We knew we'd had them. We knew we had their hearts and minds at that point because, you know, we'd gone through all of the smart business reasons why they needed to locate in California. But to be honest with you, it was people who were going to be making the decision. And we had to win them. We had to win their heart. We had to win their minds. And we knew that we'd done that by painting the town red. So one of the things that I really wanted to do was I wanted to show them that in addition to being fun and wacky and edgy, we were also a collection of great resources for them. So I decided, you know, look, Deborah, go big or go home. So the night before they were going to leave, we had a big party for them. Fortune 100 and 500 CEOs from around the Bay Area. We had 80 of them at a party. They were wined and dined and wooed. And right in the middle of that party, I got some secret information. We were losing the race. We were being outbid by one of our competition. The city of Boston, Massachusetts, they were putting on a full court press. As a matter of fact, they were even sending Richard Branson lobsters with little luggage tags that says Destination Boston. So we're losing the competition. We have to know what it is that we can do to solve this problem. But the problem was, though, that other states had a lot of cash, and they were offering that cash. We had none. I had no money to offer them. I could tell them all of the great reasons why they should be in California. I could show them how wacky and edgy we were, but other states were offering massive tax incentive, massive employment opportunities, and we had none of that to offer. If cash was king, we were not going to be crowned. And if we lost, it was going to be big, because this was something that was being followed not only by the local and state press, it was actually being followed nationally. And I hate to lose. So in the middle of this, what I think is really great party that's going to close the deal for us, this massive crisis erupts. And so my first reaction was, oh man, I went in panic mode. What am I going to do? What I know is that a proven and smart success tool is to turn every crisis into an opportunity. And that's exactly what we did. So, you know, in the middle of the night, emails were sent, phone calls were made, and instead of having a leisurely breakfast the next morning, the Virgin team was all pulled together for one last pitch. We went over every detail of our proposal, why it was smart to come, and even though we weren't offering them cash, we had things that were of far greater value. We educated them on why it made sense to come to California rather than take a little cash up front and go someplace that ultimately was not going to be the smart choice for them. So we turned that crisis into an opportunity. And a few months later, we actually did close the deal, a $300 million deal with returns of $300 million a year in perpetuity for my clients, the San Francisco Bay Area. So the key to that is know your goal, whether it's to take your company from a $2 million company to a $5 million company, and then come up with strategies. What are my strategies that are going to take me to that goal? And then what are the tactics that I'm going to use to feed into and implement that strategy? That is how you use smart success tools to create the success that you want.